Hey, what's up YouTube? It is your boy, Goku Gaming. There is a new logo. I'll maybe show it at the end of this video. But, subscribe, like, to join the Spirit Bomb. Your boy got the clean background. Okay, I think today we are going to play Dragon Ball Legends. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. We're about to get started with this video. Gameplay is coming. Sorry, I sound a little bit hoarse. I've been sick lately. I'm dying. So no. But again. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Something that I want to talk about. One of my videos has 50 views, and oh my god. I was just doing this to play around, but good Christ, guys, you guys are on crack. Chill down, you ain't gotta give me that much support. I mean, maybe subscribe to join the Spirit Bomb. Give me your like energy so I can make a Spirit Bomb. Give me your subscriber energy so I can make a Spirit Bomb to defeat what is my challenge of to get 50 subscribers. Okay. I know I'll regain Kai over time. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. I don't really get it, but I'll take you on if that's what you want. Okay, I don't need a tutorial. I really don't need a tutorial. I know how to play this game. But how are you guys doing today? I'll commentate when there's something to commentate on. Nice moves. Your body still remembers how to fight, even if your mind doesn't. I'm recording something. Dropped it. Great job. Okay. Sorry if I'm not really talking right now. I'll talk when the tutorial is over. Ooh, you got sliced, baby. Sit down. Sorry if my video quality isn't the greatest. It might be 720p. I don't know. I upgraded my software to D Recorder. The software is a lot better. Sorry, that was my smoke alarm. That's probably gonna go on a lot. Okay. I knew it when I saw that tale of yours. I got to speculating. You are a Saiyan, one of the fighting races known throughout all the cosmos. Say what? Saiyan? Fighting race? You can't be. Serious? Sure am. I may not have a tail, but my father's a Saiyan too. But that outfit doesn't look anything like Dad's. When is this guy from? I don't know what age my guy is from. Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, I propose a change of scenery. This isn't the safest place to be, you know. No, I don't know. You've been saying that forever. What do you mean? Spill it already. Oh, this guy, it's gotta be Broly. Damn, Broly's onto this. What the heck is this lunk? Fancy that, another saying, all the more pleasure to be had when I crush you. Don't make me eat you like a jelly bean, son. Son, don't get eaten like a jelly bean. Don't get your booty pop like a willy. You've only just arrived, and you don't know which way is up, do you? Here, I'll show you around. By the way, don't forget that progression in this story costs energy. How's this guy level 1,000? Get your head in the game, Shallot. We need to get out of this alive. Splendid. How I love it when the prey is foolish enough to resist. Hold it right there, Broly. Goku! Also known as Kakarot. Ooh, in the nick of time. You alright, Trunks? Yeah, just barely. Oh, he's... Enough talk. It's high time I destroy all three of you in one fell swoop. Not Goku. That's the legendary Super Saiyan. The one that can go Ultra Instinct and beat Jiren. Also Frost. Yeah, Frost got whooped. I like Vegeta. Vegeta is probably my second favorite Saiyan ever. Besides Gotenks. Gotenks is just so funny. Super Ghost Kamikaze Attack. I am at the apartment where Fox Z is. I'm bouncing around right now. I currently live in Germantown, but sometimes my mom likes to go to her boyfriend's house, and this is it. The reason I started YouTube, I'm gonna let y'all in on a personal secret, is because I have depression. You know, I don't sound like it. I sound really bouncy and fun. But on the inside, I'm like Jacksepticeye. Why he had to go to LA. My dad was thinking about taking me to LA. Oh, no. Nah. Oh, Goku came in. Okay, that was lit. Okay, now it's time to get whooped, son. Awaken. Ultimate Art. Get Kamehameha. Eat a Kamehameha. Don't make me fold you like some damn wasabi on. I'm about to get up like a Y-axis on this man. You're ready to get wrecked. Rest in peace. About to leave him RIP off the rip. Smack him. Bam. Kamehameha. 700,000 damage. Oh, mama. Charlotte's spazzing out. It's been so long since I've uploaded, and I'm sorry. It is Labor Day when I'm uploading this. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Once again, 50 views, no subs. How does that make sense? Come on, cuh. Yeah, that's a Chris Move joke. I just like Chris Move. Maybe I do some reactions. I also like Dobbs. I might do a try not to laugh challenge with Dobbs videos. Or I could do a scary videos challenge. You know what? You know what? Clip a DBZ. Here is my YouTube. YouTube. Oh yeah, here's the new video logo. Just a quick run through of my channel. People that I watch. 8 views. You guys are on crack. Look at all these views. You guys are really trying to make me spaz out when I look at my view count, aren't you? We're gonna do Walmarts.
Working the night shift always sucked. I work in an office building and would constantly do the night shifts since it was the only time it would work out for me. I was just about always the only person on the floor I worked on, possibly in the whole building. There would always be a kind of eerie feeling to being in such a big building with most of the lights out and absolutely no one around. But on the upside, it was peaceful and less stressful, and I was able to get a lot of work done. There was this one night, though. It was a Friday night, around 2 in the morning. I was typing away on my keyboard when I heard a noise from outside my cubicle. It sounded like just a random crack from the walls or something. It's unusual in this building, but I didn't get too concerned about it. I resumed typing away and was once again interrupted by a sound. This time, the sound of a computer starting up. It caught me off guard. I was sure nobody else was working the night shift.
Wait, what?
I stood up on my chair to get a view over the cubicle walls.
Stupid.
The glare of a computer screen in the dark was visible.
Wait a minute, pause. I'm black. I would never do that. This is what we like to call black instinct. First thing a black person would do, I don't care how far you are in that thing, how high up you are, jumping out the window.
A cubicle on the opposite side of the room. Then I did something stupid, something I regret. I asked if there was anybody there in a yell, hoping to get
Wow. Damn right, stupid.
an answer from a fellow employee. But instead, I saw the glaring light of the computer monitor across the room turn off, and there was once again nothing but darkness on that side of the room. I started getting nervous. I turned off the lamp and computer screen so that
You got a 44 cal?
I wouldn't give away my position to whoever that was. I crouched down and tiptoed out across to a nearby cubicle. There was just utter silence. I sat waiting for something to happen for God knows how long, but I eventually decided the coast was clear. I tiptoed down past all the cubicles until I reached the opening
Tiptoe through the window, by the window.
near the exit door to the stairs and elevators, and that's when I realized that my fearful suspicion was true. There was a man crouched down behind a plant in the corner of the room, dressed in all black.
I'm jumping towards that exit sign like my name was Michael Phelps. I'm about to dive out that.
I felt my heart sink as I noticed him, but it didn't seem like he knew that I noticed him. I turned back to the stairway door, There was no way I was going to wait for the elevator and take a chance. I casually opened the door and closed it behind me, proceeding to walk down the stairs. After making it down about 2 flights of stairs, I heard the door above me push open aggressively, followed by manic, echoing footsteps coming fast down the stairs. I raced down the stairs, running as fast as I could, all while the footsteps above me were getting louder. I finally made it to the first floor, raced through the lobby, and out the front door. Whoever was in there didn't follow me. I immediately called the cops, along with one of my bosses.
About time.
My boss said everyone was scheduled to work except for me. The cops scanned the place from top to bottom. There was no one in there.
Of course there was no one in there. He probably dipped just after you.
I couldn't help them out with any description other than he was wearing all black. I did continue to do the night shift for about a week after that, with my boss allowing me to lock all possible entrances to the floor, including the elevators. But I still wasn't comfortable with it. So ever since, I've been doing the day shifts.
I would have did the day shifts in the first place. It ain't no damn way that I'm doing the night shift all by myself. Call me a pussy, but it ain't no CCTV in there. I'm not going in there.
In the year 2009, I was spending a weekend with my uncle on his ranch when my parents were renovating the new house we had just bought. It was my second night there, a Saturday, and it happened to be during one of the biggest thunderstorms.
I'm pointing like you can see what I'm pointing at. Do you see that thing shaped like a half moon right behind him? Right behind the guy to the left. It's like, what is it?
Of the year. I'd say there were at least 3 crashes of thunder and lightning per minute. And we were in the heart of the storm, because the thunder would crash not even a second after the lightning would.
That's serious.
I always enjoyed listening to storms while laying in bed. So I stayed up a little later watching TV, just enjoying the ambiance. After the movie I was watching finally ended, I turned off the TV and tried to fall asleep.
Hey,
So I stayed up a little
Law and Order?
later watching TV, just enjoying the ambiance. After the movie I was watching finally ended, I turned off the TV and tried to fall asleep.
What was that?
As I heard the lightning strike from outside, I could have sworn I heard some kind of metallic thud coming from outside at the same time. I didn't pay it too much mind.
Well, what did you do, Sherlock?
20 seconds later, I could have sworn I heard it again. A very distinct metallic thud coming from outside to match the timing of the lightning. I really don't mean to make this sound like a cliche horror story, but my uncle really is a kind of creepy guy, and I was never close with him even remotely. So for that reason, I didn't feel right going to wake him up. I just tried
I don't care if I didn't know him. I don't care if it was Jack Frost. I'm waking him up.
to forget about it. Now I was getting concerned. What the hell could that be? After the third time, I finally got out of bed and walked over to the window of the guest bedroom. The water pouring down on the window made it extra hard to see what was out there in the dark fields. A flash of lightning momentarily lit up the property, but I couldn't see anything. However, once again, the sound of a metal hit accompanied it. The sound was so close now. It sounded like it was coming from the left of the window at a blind spot. I was going to do something I knew my uncle wouldn't be happy about. It would be a bit messy, but I was going to open the window and peer outside to see if I could see what the sound was. I unhooked the window lock and slid it up, and immediately the wind of the storm blew drops of rain into the room and onto me. I stuck my head out the window and looked to the left, and at that very moment, lightning lit up the property once again, and I could see a person dressed in all black crouched down by the outside basement door with his hand raised in the air. And before the sky went dark, I caught the briefest glimpse of what the sound was coming from. The person was bashing at the basement door lock. I pulled my head in and quietly shut the window, making sure to lock it. I was in a panic. I feared he might have seen or heard me. I ran back to bed and pretended to be asleep, facing away from the window.
I would have ran like Usain Bolt.
Lightning crashed once again.
Bro, I would have ran like Usain Bolt down to my uncle's room. doing a dashy dance, looking back every few seconds. I dived on him like my name was Howie Long, trying to tackle a quarterback. Say, hey, get over here.
But this time, there was no metallic thud. My heart must have dropped as I realized this. I just stayed put in bed for the longest time, hoping whoever was out there would go away. After maybe 3 more lightning crashes without any thuds accompanying them, I thought it would be safe to go tell my uncle. I turned to face the window and screamed. There was a figure, clear as day, standing at the window, looking in at me.
Oh, hell to the no.
I screamed as loud as I could and ran straight to my uncle's room. He went outside with his hunting rifle with nothing on but his pajamas, not even socks. He ran around the entire property yelling like a madman.
Sorry, guys.
But didn't find anyone.
Okay. I feel bad.
The next morning, we were able to better see the marks on the basement door lock. It was almost bashed open. Maybe 3 or 4 more good hits would have done it, according to my uncle. He was proud of me.
Bro, he was slashing that junk like the 1800s did to their slaves.
For picking up on it. Luckily, I was out of there that same day. My uncle hasn't told us of any incidents since, so I think he's been okay. Not that we talked to him much at all. I'm grateful I stayed up a little later that night watching that movie, because I may have just stopped a robbery, or possibly much worse.
Wow. What is that? Man.
There was once an isolated island off the coast of Scotland where 3 lighthouse keepers lived and were responsible for keeping the building intact. One day, when their monthly supply ship dropped in, the island was silent. No response from the lighthouse keepers. Eventually, the captain and some crew members went to investigate and found a disturbingly empty lighthouse.
What?
2 of the 3 waterproof coats were missing from their hangars, and the kitchen was left in a state as if people had left in a hurry. The lighthouse log only added more mystery to the situation. The log described how one of the keepers wouldn't talk, and the other continuously cried for hours. All this pain and fear seemed to be coming from what was referred to as a powerful storm looming in the distance. However, this begs the question, why were they so scared of a simple storm? They should have been safe in the brand new lighthouse.
They were lighthouse keepers. How are you a lighthouse keeper? You're afraid of a storm. That's your job.
That's right. The log goes on to talk about how they all sat close together and prayed for the storm to be over. The final log states, "The storm has passed, the skies are calm, and God is over all."
How much you want to bet they're doing like 3 lines?
Their bodies were never found, and the cause of their death is still a mystery to this day. The most accepted theory is that they somehow got swept out to sea during the storm, never to be seen again. But one final detail remains, one that scared the captain and his crew to the bone. The powerful storm described in the log didn't exist. There were no storms reported in the area. In fact, the skies were calm all day.
Whoa. Wait a minute, somebody get Trippie Redd for that one, because whoa.
It was 2 years ago. I was called in to do the night shift, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. at 7-Eleven, since somebody called out. The store was located on a busy road in a rather...
I would have told my boss to lick me like a lollipop. I probably would have told my boss to lick me like a lollipop. Wouldn't do it.
quiet and rural area. During the night shift, you could expect anywhere from 10 to 20 people come in to buy a beer or something else. This one particular night, there was this one guy, mid-20s, that came in. He started making weird noises, like loud yelling noises. I assumed he had some kind of mental disability. In fact, my brother has a mental disability, so I immediately felt sympathy for the guy. He walked up to the counter without any items, with his head facing me, but his eyes were looking up at the ceiling. I felt uncomfortable. I honestly didn't know how to deal with it. I tried speaking with him, but he only
That was probably higher than a kite on a windy summer evening.
responded in loud noises. I kept checking if he was with someone outside, but he was alone. There weren't any cars in the parking lot, so I assumed he walked. He stood there for so long, looking up at the ceiling and making noises, that I tried to get him out by handing him a bag of chips and telling him he could go. I tried finding some kind of number to call for someone to help him. Then, out of nowhere, he finally turned around and walked out of the store. I felt so horrible for the man, but at the same time, I felt a bit creeped out. About an hour later, the phone on the counter rang.
Wait a minute.
I picked up to hear the familiar yelling sounds of the man.
Wait a minute, go back.
Finally turned around and gave him a bag of chips and parking lot, so I assumed he walked. He stood there for so long, looking up at the ceiling and making noises, that I tried to get him out by handing him a bag
Wait a minute.
of items, with his head facing me, but his eyes were looking up at the ceiling. I felt uncomfortable. I honestly
Cheese HL contains cheese levels over Google.
didn't know how to deal with him by handing him a bag of chips. It caught me off guard. I didn't know what to think, other than this has to be some kind of prank. I hung up on them and was now becoming paranoid of my surroundings, constantly checking the outside through the windows. Come 4 o'clock, the person working after me came in, finally allowing for me to go home. It wasn't my problem anymore. I got home and threw all my stuff on the table, ready to get to sleep. But my phone rang within a minute after entering the door. I felt a chill run down my spine. Why would someone be calling at 4 a.m.? I could only imagine it was bad news. I braced myself and picked up the phone to hear the man again. I felt sick to my stomach as I listened to the loud noises he made. I struggled to slam the phone to the receiver. All night, I felt like I was being watched, even with all the blinds shut. And I could swear I heard strange noises coming from all over my house. I refused to get any sleep until the sun came up. Weeks passed and I had forgotten about the incident, until one day, when going into the basement for the first time in a while, I found that papers had been scattered all over the floor, and when I went into the basement closet, I found writing on the walls. 7-Eleven had been written in Sharpie on the wall, along with the address to the 7-Eleven I worked at and my house address. The most disturbing part, I also found various kitchen knives, along with a large pocket knife sitting in the closet. What started out as seemingly just an innocent person, turning into something of a prank, ultimately turned into something much more horrifying. He had been living down there for God knows how long, and I'm just grateful that, for whatever reason, he changed his mind and left, because I haven't seen or heard from him since. All I can say is that man is dangerously ill.
I eat cheese chips. Number 5. I feel like this is a Watch Mojo video. All the numbers are on the screen.
I'm 27 years old. I live alone in a rural town in Virginia, about 2 blocks away from my parents. My parents are both in their 60s, and my mom has become a very worrisome woman in her old age. Sometimes she walks over uninvited and lets herself in, since I had regrettably given her a key, which can get a bit annoying. Like if I would be out really late on weekends at a bar or with women, I would sometimes come home to my mom sitting in the living room waiting, worried sick. I know you may just think, oh my god, that's crazy, why not just put your foot down and tell her to stop? Well, because you don't know my mom. It's very hard to describe her, but she's the kind of worrisome, innocent little lady that you just can't bring yourself to go against. And I hate to mention, she also has mild dementia. Anyway, this was Saturday night. I think it was around 2 in the morning. I was at a nearby club with a group of college friends, really the only place to hang out in this boring town, and I was getting ready to head home. I said goodbye to all my friends and walked the 3 blocks it took to get back to my house. I walked up my front stoop in my drunken haze and dug my hand in my pocket for my keys. When I grabbed the doorknob, I realized it was unlocked. My mom was here again. I quietly opened and shut the front door, locking it behind me. I put my keys on the kitchen counter and found a note written in my mom's handwriting saying, "You forgot this at our house, next to the box of half-eaten cake my parents didn't want." I didn't see my mom
The
anywhere,
cake
so
is
I
not a
assumed she
lie.
must have gone upstairs to sleep in the guest bed until I got back, which is something she would commonly do as well. Then I heard footsteps upstairs, confirming it, and that's when I sighed once again. 27 years old, almost 3 in the morning, and she still has to wait up and treat me like a child. I ran upstairs to check the guest bed, empty, along with all the bathrooms. I was afraid Mom was having one of her episodes due to her condition, so I ran to the phone to call my dad. After 4 rings, my dad picked up in a groggy voice, asking what the hell is the matter. After I told him that I heard Mom wandering around upstairs in my house, there was a short pause, and then he said, "That's not possible, she's sleeping right next to me." My mouth fell open as I turned my head to face the dark upstairs, and just barely by the light provided by the kitchen, I could see a head peering around from the corner at the top of the stairs, looking down at me. I screamed into the phone as I ran out the front door and down the street to my parents' house, explaining to my father on the way. About halfway there, my dad told me, "All right, I'm going to call the cops,"
Well,
and hung
there
up.
goes the nightmares.
I made it to my parents' house, where my mom was already waiting at the door, worried sick. My mom explained that she did come over to clean my kitchen a little bit and to bring over the cake they didn't want. 2 police cars pulled up in front of my parents' house, where they escorted me and my dad down the street to my house. 1 officer stayed outside with us, while 2 others went inside to investigate. It felt like 15 minutes before they came back outside and said it was clear. They checked the crawl space, the attic, everything. There was really nothing for me to report, other than the door was left unlocked and I saw the outline of a head upstairs before I ran for it. Still, I didn't feel safe sleeping in there that night, so I went back to my parents' house. Me and my dad are certain that my mom simply forgot to lock the door when she left, as her memory has been getting worse over the past few months. My dad has been stopping her from coming over alone from now on, which makes me both sad but also relieved. Some nights, I still get paranoid that whoever was in my house that night never left, and is still hiding in here somewhere.
Whoa. That one was I can't
I
get
was looking
scared,
for a
bro.
car to buy for my son for his
I
18th
cannot
birthday.
get scared.
I was searching all the typical car websites, Cars.com, eBay Motors. They were all overpriced as expected. Craigslist was the only place to find an actual deal. About a week into my search, I found an 03 Toyota Camry. It had 67,000 miles, no accidents, no damage, and good condition for only $3,500. This seems like a steal for such a reliable car with such low mileage. The seller lived about 10 miles from me, which was a reasonable drive when looking for a car. I gave him a call to set up a time to come check it out. The man sounded normal on the phone. He assured me that there were
You
absolutely
look like
no
old
problems
man
with the car.
McDuckett from Gravity
He
Falls.
introduced himself as Bob. I brought along $3,500 in cash, even though I planned on wiggling down the price as much as possible. I pulled up the dirt road to Bob's property about 15 minutes early. It was a tiny little house with a decent-sized property, only because it was a bit far from the nearest neighbors. The garage was open, so I walked over to see if anybody was inside, but except for an unusual amount of car parts, it was empty. The car was nowhere in sight. The only car on the property was an old pickup truck. I went over to the front door to check the house numbers. It was the right address. The doorbell button was missing, so I knocked on the front
I've
door.
already
All the
seen
car
this one.
parts, the fact that there was no Toyota Camry, dermy human being, the fact that there was no car there leads me to believe that whoever that man was wasn't planning on selling me anything. And that also leads to the disturbing thought that I was very close to becoming a lifeless statue staring out that man's back door. About 5 years ago, I lived downtown in a major city in the US. I've always been a night person, so I would often find myself bored
New
after my
York.
roommate, who was decidedly not a night person, went to sleep. To pass the time, I used to go for long walks and spend the time thinking. I spent 4 years like that, walking alone at night, and never once had a reason to feel afraid. I always used to joke with my roommates that even the
Alright, bye guys. This video is really long. Hope you guys like it. Peace out. Hope you join the Spirit Bomb and Twism.